"The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do," Steve Jobs said. A name synonymous with innovation, ambition, and an unwavering belief in the power of technology to transform the world. His story is not just about the rise of Apple, but the relentless pursuit of a vision. This is the story of a man who dared to dream differently, who challenged conventions, and who, against all odds, left an indelible mark on the world. Jobs' genius lay not just in his technological prowess, but in his profound understanding of the human experience. From the sleek lines of the Macintosh to the intuitive interface of the iPhone, Jobs revolutionized the way we interact with technology. He understood that true innovation lay at the intersection of design and functionality, where simplicity met elegance. Design is not just what it looks like and feels like. Design is how it works. Jobs envisioned a future where technology would empower individuals, foster creativity, and connect people across the globe. Steve Jobs' story began in the unassuming setting of suburban California. Adopted shortly after birth, he was raised by Paul and Clara Jobs, who instilled in him the values of hard work, craftsmanship, and perseverance. Here we can see more about Steve Jobs' formative years, the role his adoptive parents played in his life, and how they shaped his character. They instilled in him a strong work ethic and a deep appreciation for craftsmanship. Steve often accompanied his father to the garage, where he learned the value of precision and attention to detail. Despite their modest means, the Jobs family created an environment where Steve felt loved, supported, and empowered to pursue his passions. Little did he know that these formative experiences would lay the foundation for a remarkable journey that would forever alter the technological landscape and inspire generations to come. Jobs once said, "My favorite things in life don't cost any money. It's really clear that the most precious resource we all have is time." As Steve grew older, his inquisitive nature and independent spirit began to blossom. He questioned authority, challenged conventions, and sought out experiences that ignited his imagination. School became a mixed bag for Jobs. He excelled in subjects that piqued his interest, particularly electronics and design, but he often clashed with the rigid structure of the traditional education system. This passion would ultimately lead him to cross paths with a like-minded soul who would change the course of his life, Steve Wozniak, later to be a co-founder of Apple. The San Francisco Bay Area in the late 1960s and early 1970s was a melting pot of ideas, innovation, and countercultural movements. Jobs, drawn to the ethos of the time, immersed himself in this world of experimentation and exploration. He embraced the DIY ethic, attending tech clubs and soaking up knowledge from anyone willing to share. It was in this fertile ground that the seeds of Apple Computer were sown. Jobs, with his visionary zeal and marketing acumen, and Wozniak, a brilliant engineer, formed a formidable partnership. Together, they embarked on a journey that would not only revolutionize the tech industry, but also reshape the world's relationship with technology. The year was 1967. From a humble garage in Los Altos, California, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, two young men with a shared passion for electronics and a burning desire to make their mark on the world, embarked on a journey that would forever alter the technological landscape. Jobs envisioned a future where computers would be more than just clunky machines relegated to research labs and universities. He saw them as tools for creativity, communication, and personal empowerment. Wozniak, a gifted engineer with an unparalleled ability to translate complex ideas into elegant hardware solutions, shared Jobs' passion for democratizing technology. Together, they formed a formidable partnership, their complementary skills and shared vision laying the foundation for a company that would challenge conventions and redefine the very notion of what a computer could be. In 1977, Apple Computer unveiled the Apple II, a machine that would forever alter the trajectory of personal computing. Unlike its predecessors, which were often intimidating and inaccessible to the average user, the Apple II was designed with accessibility and user-friendliness in mind. Jobs insisted on a sleek, integrated design, eschewing the exposed circuitry and complex configurations that characterized early computers. Wozniak's ingenious engineering, coupled with Jobs' insistence on a user-friendly interface, resulted in a machine that was both powerful and intuitive to use. The Apple II quickly gained a loyal following, not just among tech enthusiasts but also among educators, artists, and entrepreneurs who recognized its potential to unleash creativity and innovation. While the Apple II had established Apple as a major player in the burgeoning personal computer market, Jobs had his sights set on an even more ambitious goal, which is creating a computer that would be as easy to use as a toaster. This vision culminated in the Macintosh, a machine that would redefine the relationship between humans and computers. The Macintosh introduced the world to the mouse, icons, and windows, concepts that would become ubiquitous in personal computing. Its groundbreaking interface, coupled with its iconic 1984 Super Bowl commercial, captured the public's imagination and established Apple as a company synonymous with innovation and design excellence. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Apple continued to push the boundaries of what was possible in personal computing. The iMac, with its translucent casing and all-in-one design, reinvented the desktop computer, making it both stylish and accessible to a new generation of users. The iPod, with its intuitive click wheel and vast storage capacity, revolutionized the way people listen to music, ushering in the era of digital music consumption. Apple's success was not without its challenges, yet through it all, Apple remained true to its core values, innovation, design excellence, and a deep understanding of the human experience. By the early 2000s, Apple had established itself as a global technology leader. The iPhone, unveiled in 2007, was perhaps the most significant product launch in Apple's history. This revolutionary device, with its intuitive touchscreen interface, sleek design, and access to a vast ecosystem of apps, transformed the mobile phone into a powerful tool for communication, entertainment, and information access. Under Jobs' leadership, Apple had become more than just a technology company, it had become a cultural icon. Its products, imbued with Jobs' passion for design and innovation, had permeated every aspect of modern life, transforming the way we work, play, and connect with each other. Success, it seemed, came at a price. In 1985, Steve Jobs, the visionary who had poured his heart and soul into Apple, was ousted from the company he had built from the ground up. The board, concerned about his demanding management style and the company's financial performance, decided to move forward without him. For Jobs, the blow was devastating. Apple was more than just a company to him. It was his life's work, an extension of his very being. But Jobs was not one to wallow in defeat. He knew that this setback, however painful, was not the end. It was simply a new beginning, an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to prove to the world and to himself that he was capable of even greater things. Jobs' next chapter began with the founding of Next, a computer company that aimed to push the boundaries of what was possible in computing. Next machines, while commercially unsuccessful, were technological marvels, boasting advanced operating systems, powerful processors, and sleek, minimalist designs. But Next was more than just a computer company. It was a crucible in which Jobs' leadership style and design philosophy were tempered and refined. He had learned from his experiences at Apple, both the triumphs and the mistakes. The next years were a time of intense creativity and innovation for Jobs. He poured his heart and soul into every detail, from the design of the hardware to the user interface of the software. In a twist of fate, Jobs' journey took an unexpected turn into the world of animation. In 1986, he acquired a small, struggling computer graphics company called Pixar. Under Jobs' leadership, Pixar transformed from a technology company into a storytelling powerhouse. He recognized the immense potential of computer animation to create worlds of wonder and imagination, to tell stories that would resonate with audiences of all ages. Jobs' involvement in Pixar was not merely financial. He was deeply invested in the creative process, working closely with the studio's talented animators and storytellers. The result was a string of groundbreaking animated films, from Toy Story to Finding Nemo, that captivated audiences worldwide and redefined the art of animation. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. In 1997, in a move that surprised the tech world, Steve Jobs returned to Apple, the company he had founded and from which he had been so unceremoniously ousted over a decade earlier. Apple, once a pioneer in personal computing, was struggling to stay afloat. Jobs' return was nothing short of a corporate resurrection. He brought with him a renewed sense of purpose, a clarity of vision, and the lessons he had learned from his experiences at Next and Pixar. He streamlined Apple's product line, focusing on innovation, design, and user experience. The iMac, with its revolutionary all-in-one design and translucent casing, was the first sign that Apple was back. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. This mantra, often repeated by Steve Jobs, lay at the heart of his design philosophy and his approach to innovation. Jobs believed that true elegance lay not in adding complexity, but in stripping away the unnecessary, in distilling an idea down to its purest, most essential form. For Jobs, simplicity was not just an aesthetic preference, it was a core value, a guiding principle that permeated every aspect of Apple's products, from the design of the hardware to the user interface of the software. This relentless focus on simplicity was a key differentiator for Apple, setting its products apart in a market often obsessed with features over usability. For Steve Jobs, design was more than just aesthetics. It was a language, a way to communicate with users on an emotional level. He believed that products should not just function well, they should evoke feelings of joy, delight, and even love. Jobs understood that people form deep emotional connections with the objects they use every day. From the iconic silhouette of the iMac to the satisfying click of the iPod scroll wheel, Apple products were designed to engage all the senses, to create a holistic user experience that went beyond mere functionality. Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Jobs built a company that was not just following trends, but leading them. Steve Jobs was notorious for his exacting standards and his relentless pursuit of perfection. He demanded the best from his team, pushing them to create products that were not just good, but exceptional in every way. He believed that every detail mattered, from the materials used to the fit and finish of the final product. Jobs' obsession with elegance was not about vanity, it was about respect for the user. He believed that by sweating the small stuff, by obsessing over every detail, Apple could create products that would not just meet, but exceed, user expectations. This relentless pursuit of elegance was evident in everything Apple produced, from the sleek lines of its hardware to the intuitive simplicity of its software. Jobs understood that true elegance was not about adding more, but about refining and perfecting what was already there. Steve Jobs' greatest gift as an innovator was his ability to bridge the gap between technology and humanity. He understood that technology was not just about bits and bytes, it was about people, about connecting people, about empowering people to do amazing things. Jobs believed that technology should be invisible, seamlessly integrated into our lives, augmenting our abilities without getting in the way. He wanted to create products that were so intuitive, so user-friendly, that they would feel like an extension of ourselves. This human-centric approach to innovation was at the core of Apple's success. By focusing on the needs, desires, and aspirations of its users, Apple was able to create products that resonated deeply with people on an emotional level, products that became an integral part of their lives. You can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backward. For Jobs, this was more than a saying, it was the very foundation of his life. A journey rarely linear, often messy, full of twists and turns. His seemingly reckless decisions led to innovation. The lesson is to embrace the unknown, trust experiences, and follow your curiosity. The dots will connect in the rearview mirror of your life. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. Jobs' life was not without its share of pain. He experienced the abandonment of his birth parents, the bitter disappointment of being ousted from Apple, the company he had poured his heart and soul into, and the relentless advance of a devastating illness. Yet through it all, Jobs possessed an extraordinary capacity for resilience, an ability to transmute pain into purpose. He channeled his experiences, both positive and negative, into his work, fueling his creativity, his drive, and his unwavering commitment to excellence. The loss of Apple in particular was a crucible from which Jobs emerged stronger and more focused than ever. He used that experience to refine his leadership style, to hone his design sensibilities, and to develop a deeper understanding of himself and his place in the world. He returned to Apple not just to revive a company, but to redefine an industry, to leave an indelible mark on the world. When he returned to Apple, it was no longer about the money or the products, it was about creating something meaningful. And that is when he created the iMac, iPod, iPhone, products that would change the world forever. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. Jobs' words reveal a profound truth, that is, our time on this earth is finite. It's a truth many of us try to avoid. For Jobs, it was a driving force to live with intention and urgency. His battle with cancer intensified this awareness. It forced him to confront his legacy. It's a question we should all ask ourselves. The lesson is to embrace life and live each day fully, pursue passions with fervor, connect authentically, and make our time count, live fully, love deeply, and leave the world better. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. The legacy of a rebel challenging conventions, inspiring change. Steve Jobs was a rebel who challenged the status quo. He believed in inventing the future and inspired those around him. Jobs' legacy is in the spirit of innovation he embodied. He showed us that with courage and vision, you can change the world. Staying hungry, staying foolish. A blueprint for a life less ordinary. Stay hungry, stay foolish. These words, uttered by Jobs during his Stanford address, have become a rallying cry for dreamers and innovators. To stay hungry is to maintain an insatiable curiosity and a desire to constantly learn. It's about embracing challenges and pushing boundaries. To stay foolish is to take risks and defy conventional wisdom. Trust your intuition and follow your heart. Live a life of passion and purpose. Embrace curiosity and never stop exploring. The world is full of wonders waiting to be discovered. A legacy etched in innovation. Steve Jobs' legacy extends far beyond the sleek devices that bear the Apple logo. He was more than just a CEO, more than just an innovator. He was a visionary who understood that technology, at its core, was about connecting with the human spirit. Jobs possessed an uncanny ability to anticipate our needs and desires before we even knew we had them. He reimagined the way we communicate, consume information, and interact with the world around us. His products weren't just tools, they were gateways to creativity, to knowledge, to connection. They empowered us to express ourselves, to explore our passions, to connect with others in ways we never thought possible. The enduring power of vision. Jobs' true genius lay not just in his technological prowess, but in his unwavering belief in the power of vision. He taught us that the ability to dream big, to imagine a different future, is the most powerful tool we possess. He challenged us to question the status quo, to push the boundaries of what's possible, to never settle for good enough. He reminded us that the greatest innovations arise from a deep empathy for the human experience, from a desire to make the world a more intuitive, more beautiful, more connected place. Jobs' story is a testament to the power of perseverance, of resilience, of the unwavering belief in one's ability to make a difference. It's a story that continues to inspire, to challenge, and to remind us that the future is not something that happens to us, it's something we create. The Steve Jobs within us. Steve Jobs may no longer be with us, but his spirit of innovation, his passion for excellence, his unwavering belief in the power of human ingenuity, lives on. It lives on in the products he created, in the company he built, and in the hearts of countless individuals he inspired. Each of us possesses the potential to be a visionary, to make a dent in the universe. We all have dreams, ideas, and passions that are waiting to be unleashed. The challenge is to find the courage to pursue those dreams, to embrace the unknown, to never give up on our vision, no matter how audacious it may seem. As Steve Jobs so eloquently reminded us, the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Steve Jobs may no longer be with us, but his spirit of innovation, authenticity, and passion lives on in all of us. Stay hungry, stay foolish, and never stop striving for greatness.